What's going on, guys? Sort of a fun video today. Last week I did a review on this Hori Fighting Stick Alpha for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC. I was really impressed with how easily this could be upgraded, so I immediately ordered a bunch of parts. You know, some of these and a couple of those, and a ball top or two, and you know, a joystick, and even got some artwork, which I'll show you a little bit later. We're gonna throw all this stuff inside the stick. I'm really particularly excited about this joystick. This is a Seimitsu LS-32, which I've never tried before, so I've heard it's great for both shooters and fighting games, two kinds of games that I really like. So we're gonna throw this in here, give it a shot. We'll throw all these buttons in here, put some new artwork on it, and you know, this one's not gonna be edited too much. We're just gonna go for it. So let's grab all this stuff off of here and get to work. First thing I'm gonna do is I have just a little ball went for a roll. I have a mat here that we're just gonna put down just to kind of help us keep screws from getting lost, keep things from getting damaged and scratched up. Go get that ball, and let's open this thing up. One of the greatest things about this, you just slide this open and boom, you're off to the races. I mean, that's so awesome. So I'll try and keep everything in the shot as best as I can. I'll try and keep my kind of face near the microphone as best I can. One of the nice things is you can see here, all the cables are labeled by color. So you can pretty much just start ripping these things off and putting them back on. However, I will say, I kind of prefer to just do one at a time. It just makes it easier to put everything back. You don't have to be like referring to the chart and like, oh, which one's the X button? It's just, I don't know, it's just easier. We're also gonna replace this joystick. This is a very easy swap out. We got a start button up here we're gonna replace, and then of course the art. I'm not exactly sure how the art goes yet, but you know, we'll figure it out. How hard can it be, right? I guess we gotta replace all the buttons all at once to get the art out, actually, so never mind. Let's start with the joystick. So the first thing we're gonna do is get the ball top off. Use a flathead screwdriver. Just hold the base of the stick here, and then you can just spin the ball right off from the other side. There's a shaft cover on there. There's also a dust washer. All of that stuff will just slide right off once you undo the ball. So we're gonna put that aside for safekeeping in case we ever want to use this joystick again, which we probably won't. I didn't love this joystick. We're gonna unplug the joystick from there. We're just gonna tuck the cable out of the way. I'm just gonna use a Phillips head screwdriver for these 4 screws. Just get something to hold that with. Just use like a little tray like this to hold my screws. That way I don't get lost. They don't go rolling off the table. Whatever works for you, though. I'm not your dad, you know? You do you. This cable's a little bit in the way, but I think we can work around it. I do like how there is cable storage for this stick. I don't love that it's like right here and it's next to all these wires. I've already had a couple of pins bend just while I've been wrapping the wire. And I did add this kind of like, let's see if you guys can see this. It's kind of like a twist tie, but a little more heavy duty, just to kind of hold it in place and so that the end has something it's attached to. It's a somewhat temporary solution that I'm not sure how long I'm gonna keep that. I'd love to have a removable USB cable on this stick. All right, this guy is out. This is the stock Hori lever, and I didn't mind it. It just felt a little loose to me. I'm so used to the Sanwa JLF levers that, I don't know, it just felt a little loose to me. There's no reason to keep it, and I wanted to upgrade this thing. I wanted to modify it anyway. So we're just gonna put that off to the side. Actually, I'm gonna put it all back together so the parts stay with it. Throw the shaft on there and the ball. And just hold the bottom so it doesn't spin. So yeah, when you're taking it apart, you just put a flathead screwdriver here, and then from the other side, you just turn the ball, and it'll spin right off. It might be on there tight the first time, but not that tight. So I guess we got to unplug all of the wires to do the artwork, because all the buttons have to come out at the same time. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Normally, you just kind of squeeze these things. It's like a tab, and you kind of just squeeze them to pull them off. But sometimes I've noticed that they can be a little stubborn. And you really don't want to break the tab off your button. The buttons, let's see if we can get the camera to focus on this button. You can see the buttons, you know, I've never had one break, but, you know, they cost anywhere from like $3 to $10, depending on what brand you get. So you don't want to be breaking them if you don't have to. But again, I've never actually had that happen, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Sometimes if I use a screwdriver to push in that tab, it makes it a little easier. You can see these ones are bent around a little bit here. You don't want to be like wobbling these things back and forth, because you will eventually stress the metal out and it will break. That's why I'm not 100% on board with this cable storage solution here. It'll probably be fine. You know, it's not like this thing is like an heirloom, right? You're not going to be handing it down to your kids in 40 years. I bequeath to thee the arcade stick for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and the PC. Be like, what is a PlayStation 5? Some of these can be just a little bit stubborn. Like a fingernail on the tab, or sometimes a screwdriver. So just push it in a little bit is all you need. All right, so all the wiring is off of here. Luckily, it's all color-coded and labeled right inside the box, which I think is super nice. Actually, I'm going to use this just to kind of hold that out of my way. One tool I really like for popping these buttons out is this little snap out from, I think this is made by Buttercade. I bought it from, geez, I don't know, Arcade Shock or Paradise Arcade. I can't remember, but the problem with these is these little tabs on the sides of these buttons, when you push them in to take the button out, can snap, and then you can't use the button anymore, which is a real waste. So what this does is it slides around the button, pushes those tabs in for you, and then it's got this other piece that goes inside the first sleeve and then pushes it right out of the case. So really, it's an ingenious little thing, and it keeps you from breaking these buttons. I don't know how fragile these Hori buttons are, but we're just going to use this thing. As I say that, it won't pop out. I think it cut out a little sideways here. I'm going to pull it back in. Right, there it goes. Let's do one at a time. There are a couple of people make these. I have a couple of these actually. And I don't really have a preference on which. All of them seem to work just fine. It's just a little easier than trying to push those two tabs, because there's tabs on both sides of these, so you gotta push them both together to get them to go out. I don't know. Look, it was like a couple of dollars. I like tools, what can I say? Pop that out. One last one, and there's the start button up at the top. I do have a smaller one as well, so I'll grab the smaller one. This one is being stubborn. There we go. Let me get the other one. This actually might not fit in here. Bring this up to the camera and show you. So you can see in here, there's quite a bit of plastic around this button, so I might not be able to get one of these tools in the plastic. We'll try. This is the 24. Oh, it looks like it went in fine. And popped it out. This pink one is the same thing. This one's made by Paradise Arcade, I know because it says right on it. But this one actually has a 30 millimeter, 24 millimeter, and it even has an 18 millimeter one, which is pretty convenient. So that's it. Now we got to take the artwork out. So I'm going to get a smaller screwdriver. Let's see here. And the panel is held in by, I believe it was 6 screws. I'm going to have to double check that. They were labeled right here on it. They actually say panel right in the plastic there. So we're going to take those off. We're going to search around for all the ones that say panel. It looks like there's one here. There's one here. There's one there. There's one there. There. And there. So let's take all of those off. And they all look like they're silver. This screwdriver's too big. Seems like it's the right fit. I am pretty excited about this artwork too. Now, the artwork is not custom. I got it from Arcade Shock, and they have art for a bunch of arcade sticks that's like ready to go. It's already printed out, ready to go. And you can order that up. So if you have this fight stick or, I don't know, many other fight sticks, I do think I would love to get into the world of having an artist do custom artwork. And I think I'm going to look into that kind of once I complete this project. I'd love to get some, I don't know, some custom stuff, you know? I think that'd be really neat. All right, so let's get these wires into a safe position. And we're gonna flip this guy around. This should just pop off now, I believe. It's got a couple of tabs up at the top. And you wanna be careful with this plastic, of course. Is there another screw up here? Oops. Where did this even come from? There is. There's a couple of screws under this USB wire. So it looks like 8 screws in total to get the artwork off. It'd be nice if I could just remove that USB cable, wouldn't it? I can't imagine how much that would have cost Hori to implement. At least they put a strain relief here, though, which is nice. I'm not positive whether or not I'm going to replace all 8 of these screws. This seems like an awful lot of screws. All right, so we're gonna gently shut that. Oh, well, that just popped right off. All right, excellent. So here you can see the top of the arcade stick with no art on it. Hori's solution for this is this black frame here, a piece of plexi, and then just some paper artwork here. Well, I got nothing against the artwork, you know, it's just generic fight stick artwork. But we're going to open up the new artwork that I got in the mail, and it is a way nicer solution. So this, again from Arcade Shock, is kind of a reproduction of the Sega Astro City Mini, or Sega Astro City arcade stick, arcade machine. And I really like the look of this. I'm really excited about it, but this does not have paper. It is actually, it seems to be either printed or glued onto the plexi itself. So this replaces the plexi, and it looks like there is a protective film on here. Let's see if we can peel that off. This is going to be the hardest part of the project, probably, getting the peel. There we go. Oh yeah, I think that looks really nice, and that's going to go really well with our buttons and everything. So we're going to throw this in here. Seems like it ought to kind of pop in like that. Yeah, that's pretty easy. And I think that just looks sharp. And then our buttons should go well with the green and the pink. Could even throw some yellow in there. I might try and find maybe a yellow start button. I should have ordered that to go with the Astro there. I think this is going to look really sharp. Alright, we're just going to figure out how this kind of secures in here. Plastic is the worst because you don't want to break anything. Maybe if I first and then put it down. Yeah, that seems to work. So it does kind of want to snap in a little bit. Everything feels right except for this side over here. This side is still kind of popped up a little bit. See if screwing it down makes a difference. So let's swing this thing around again. This time I'm going to keep my thumb on it. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to screw this in loosely so I don't break anything. And then we'll adjust it and tighten it down. Felt like it grabbed pretty good. Now that I've seen that plastic frame too, I'm definitely going to put all 8 screws in there. If I can figure out where they go again. Roll the tape back. Yeah, it must have. These small screwdrivers, man, they really come in handy for stuff like this. The replaceable tips and the mini size Phillips. For most of my life, I think I was just jamming like a full-size Phillips screwdriver into whatever size Phillips they gave me, you know? Like I didn't have the finer tools, the smaller kind of electronics specific stuff. All right, well, one last screw, and then we'll flip back over and make sure everything looks nice and flush, and then we'll just give these guys a little tighten. Oh yeah, that screw made it nice, everything flush. Looks good. Looks real good. I guess we can start popping in buttons while we got it over here. So I think what I'm gonna do, because the pink is on the bottom and the green is on the top, I think I'm gonna flip it. Well, actually the green is here, so I think I'll go pink, green. And I don't know what I'm gonna do up here yet. So pink. Just pop those in. I like this pink. It just reminds me of like bubble gum. Whoops. This one likes to run. And green. You know, nice thing about this is this thing is going to look cool for a long time. Instead of having just that kind of PlayStation-esque blue on it. Sega Astro City kind of aesthetic is, I don't know, it's just kind of a classic. And we'll just do pink for now. I think I am gonna put a yellow button up here though. I don't think I have a yellow button. No, not right now. I got yellow in 30mm, but not in the 24mm. All right, now we gotta put in the stick, and we're gonna do this Seimitsu LS-32. Now, this is a little different than the Sanwas that I've been using, but it should work out just fine. There is a couple of differences in the mounting, but this stick is going to be no problem compatible, and the wiring is a little bit different, but again, this stick is no problem compatible. We're good to go. So we're going to flip it over and throw this stick. Again, we're just going to unscrew the ball off of here by holding this bottom piece. And the ball is off. There's a dust washer here that we're going to get rid of now. And let's open this guy up. Now, nice thing about this, working on this case, man, so cool. I can just stand it up like this and not even have to worry. I have to get this cable like back on here. It is driving me crazy already. Just having it flopping around. If anybody's got a good suggestion for how to kind of make this into a removable cable situation, I've been kind of staring at it, and I haven't come up with a good one. I was thinking about somehow mounting a Nutric USB kind of solution to this, but there's no like vertical surface that just points out at me and saying, yeah, that's the spot. I haven't figured it out yet. I was thinking even like just hot gluing something, but that's not gonna last and it's gonna look crappy. It's just not gonna be satisfying. All right, so I'm gonna mount this so these pins are sticking toward the middle of the fight stick. And this one, you'll remember that we took 4 screws out to take the old Hori joystick out. That's what we would do with a Sanwa as well. We'd use the same 4 screws at the corners. But with the Seimitsu, we're only going to use 2 of the screws, and they're going to go in the middle. So we're going to do that right now. Start off at the bottom, which of course I have obstructed my view of. And just loosely put that in. Top one in. Give them a little tighten, not too tight. This is metal. I don't know how good that metal is. I don't know how good these screws in. I don't want to strip anything out, but it's nice and tight. There are more holes in this connector than there are pins. What you're going to want to do is shift this thing all the way up to the top and use the most bottom pin. Actually, I think I gotta flip it over. Most bottommost pin goes in, so that at the top of the connector here, there's gonna be an empty one. All right, just plug that in so it's tight, and then we're going to Grab a ball. I think we'll go pink for the ball. Yeah, let's go pink. I got a green one and I got a pink one, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll go yellow for the ball. I could order a yellow ball. That would be kind of cool. You don't see a yellow ball too often. All right, we need a screwdriver, a flathead. So I'm just gonna, from the other side, I'm gonna throw the dust washer on there and the ball. And then I'm just gonna screw it on. There we go. It's nice and, oh, it's too tight. It's stuck on the dust washer. There we go. All right, now we just gotta do our buttons with the wires again. It looks like we're running out of time that this camera will record, so I'm going to stop the recording. All right, the gray goes up here to the start button. If you put these tabs on so the little tabby is facing outward, it's a little easier to get them off when you're ready to take them off again. I'll try and stick these back in the way they came off. See, black goes here. Purple. I'm missing one of the purple ones. Where'd it go? Sometimes when you're pushing the wires on, the button will start to kind of pop out the other side. You can just pop it back in by pushing, the button. And let's see, white goes here. I guess it's probably easiest to just do the ones on the bottom first. Where did one go? This is also such low voltage too. There's no concern about like electricity here. I mean, you don't want to cross any of the open connectors because it'll make the button not function, but you're not gonna you don't have to worry about like electrocuting yourself or causing a fire or anything like that. All right, orange goes, oh, that was orange. There's two oranges? Oh, I see, there's a dark orange and there's a light orange. Let's do blue. Blue and green, and then yellow and light orange. Why would you do light orange and not red? Like, if you're running out of colors, we'll just do orange and light orange. Why wouldn't you just do red? Although the cable looks more, well, that looks orange too. I don't know, whatever. Whatever. This is the spot of this arcade stick, though. These cables right here are the ones that I'm worried about getting stressed by constantly messing with the cable. By messing with the USB cable. All right. I'm just going to kind of try and tuck this in here a little bit just to neaten it up and keep it out of the way. But that's it, guys. We're done. Pretty easy. Let's test it out and make sure everything works. All right, I've got Street Fighter V now all booted up. We're just going to test all our buttons, make sure everything works. It's down, up, left, right. Our buttons. Looking good. Looking very good. Looking awesome. Pretty psyched about it. I think we're good to go. Look, not everybody is going to like the style of this, and that's kind of the point, really, is that you can take one of these sticks, these Hori sticks that are so easy to customize, and really set them up to be whatever you prefer, whether you like this Sega Astro City mini theme or, you know, whatever you want. It was so easy to do this. This video is, what, a half an hour long. It was very easy to do. Even the artwork is easy to customize. You can go with something off the shelf like I did from Focus Attack, or you can get an artist to do something completely custom to suit your needs or whatever your desires are. I think this is really cool. Very easy to do. Nice little weekend project, and you get to enjoy it for years to come. Thank you for watching, guys. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.